People are always emailing and asking, what exactly do you do for a living? So I want you to watch this quick clip and it'll tell you all about Dr. Friday.
G'day, I'm Dr. Friday and welcome to my homepage. From here, you're going to be able to find out all kinds of fabulous things. First, you're going to know about my tax services. As an enrolled agent, guess what? That means I have been licensed by the Internal Revenue Service. I have been tested. I know tax law and I can help you save more money. Then, of course, you can get our free tax guides right here. Also, our free tax organizers, very important. If you don't know where your money is, how are we going to help you save tax dollars? Also, our free newsletters. Then let's talk about our accounting services. For $100 a month, we can save you more than 50% by outsourcing your accounting to my firm. Payroll? You can't beat the prices. Just click on payroll and find out more information. QuickBooks classes. We are certified QuickBooks advisors, which just means we know QuickBooks and we can help you understand and save an awful lot of time. So click on QuickBooks and find out more information. Treps Camp. This is an awesome thing for your kids. We are entrepreneurs, and as an entrepreneur, you need to start training your children to understand, get the self-esteem, get the motivation. Click on Treps Camp and sign your kids up this year for our new camp. And also the safety bracelets. Safety bracelets are just that. They're great looking bracelets. They say listen on them, and if their kids have a trouble communicating, these bracelets will tell them exactly how to contact you. Then, of course, at the top of my webpage, go up there and click on TV. Find out about my TV show. You can even watch some of the segments. And radio, listen to me. You can always listen live every Saturday, but you can also listen to some of the podcasts. Live events. If you'd like to book me in to do some of your speaking events, or you'd like to find out where I'm at doing live events, click on live events and find out more information. And don't forget the approved business consultants. Approved business consultants are people I have found that do an awesome job at what they do, and I recommend them to you. So just start clicking away and find out more information about Dr. Friday Tax and Financial Firm.
Okay, we're back, and one of the things I want to do is now we're going to go see our experts and we're going to ask them great ways to start a new career. This is the Dr. Friday Show, and thank you for joining us. This is the 13 weeks to entrepreneurship. Get off the sofa. Make yourself a job if you can't find one. But also, how about all you out there that have a good business, but maybe you're not too sure. You're thinking about what can I do to make my business A, better? 2, how can I make this business what's your plan for the business? Is it planning to work it until the day you die and there it's over and the business is gone? Or do you have succession planning going on? There's a great policies and great things you can do. You're dealing with insurance over with Van at Robin Insurance. He can talk a little bit about that, man. Tell him a little bit about some of the ways life insurance is what I understand, but I'm not the expert. How if I wanted to leave my business, let's say to one of my children or to somebody even outside of the family, there is some policies you can work that into, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I'd say get with your estate planner or a financial planner and talk about what your goals are and make sure that you understand what they are. And then, you want to take care of your family, your spouse, and whoever else is in your life. And there's lots of life insurance policies that you can design to take care of that, buy-sell agreements, term life insurance, all types of things. So just make sure that you're working with an estate planner or professional to know what your goals are and then to structure the insurance around that.
Because that's really important. Because also, Bryn, you've brought in, and I know Dan, because these are my business guys. I kind of got one on each side this time, which is kind of nice because Bryn deals a little bit more with the individual business, correct? I mean, you deal with a guy that has started his own business and he wants to figure out what the plan's going to be for the future, where Dan, he's got all kinds of businesses. You're not sure what you want to, you're sitting there eating potato chips saying, I have no future. Baloney! Because this guy can help you try to figure out a way to make your future. And guess what? You're not at the mercy of another boss. You create your own job. You create your own future. And then we just go to the end of the line here, the lane, and she's going to help you if you've got the right documentation. This does come down to it. You have to have the right papers, but she can help you try to find the money. SBAs are not as unfriendly as you might think they are, right?
That's correct.
These guys are all quiet and I'm doing all the talking. But you know, I have to say, I do love a show where everyone does that, but you know, I think everyone's going to want to know a little bit more about this. So let's go back to Dan here a little bit and talk about, again, I know I've had you on other shows, but I think it's important for people to realize that franchising isn't just restaurants, which is such a powerful part of the franchising industry. Some of the other types of industries people might be able to get into, and how would you go about helping someone determine that industry?
Sure. Well, I mean, let's face it, you've got franchises in education, business to business, service-oriented, healthcare, you name it. There's probably a franchise in that category. What I do is I meet with my prospects and ask them, at the end of the day, what are you trying to achieve? I take them through a very well-defined research process. That includes assessments, in a consultation, we match them up with franchises, and then I'll guide them through the due diligence process.
So I'm gonna jump in real quick because if I'm let's say that I've worked in childcare my whole life, and should I actually look into childcare? Is that, I mean, do I need to have a history in whatever it is?
That's a great question. Actually, franchise companies prefer that you don't have industry relevant experience, which is counter to what we think. They want somebody that is going to follow a system and be coachable. They have learned that people that come with industry relevant experience oftentimes don't follow the system. And that's a recipe for disaster.
Exactly. Now I'm going to jump down to Van real quick, because in your business, is it history an advantage or a disadvantage with a business? I mean, if I'm starting out day one, am I going to be higher risk, I guess is what I'm saying, versus someone that's been at it for 10 years?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that an underwriter will definitely look at when you're seeking insurance for your business. They'll want to know about the business owner, their experience in the industry, so on and so forth. They're not just underwriting the business, but they're also underwriting the business owner.
Gotcha. Now, if somebody is sitting there and they're thinking, Bryn, you know, I've got a business and I'm thinking I want to sell it. You know, again, walk us a little bit through how you define or help that person get from thinking about selling it to actually being prepared and ready to let go.
Well,
because it is their baby.
That's right. I call it sort of the ripple effect. I look at a broad sweep of issues associated with business to really determine whether it's ready to command fair market value. And that involves its results, which need to be documented in order to be fundable, the people that are involved with it, the products, the processes that you have in place, and any liabilities that you might have. And all of those will affect value. And at the end of the day, the value is determined in the marketplace by the buyer. So in order to be able to communicate to a buyer that this business will continue to deliver cash flow after the new owner takes place, and to be able to paint a picture of its future growth, takes planning.
Okay, and then Lane, I think that's important what he kind of said, because in your, experience does play some part. I mean, having documents that, I guess, show that experience, is that even essential or not really?
Well, in a scenario where you're buying an existing business, if you have some industry knowledge or skills that make that a good business for you. So say you're going into the restaurant industry, we'd probably want somebody that had restaurant experience. However, if you were buying a franchise from Dan that, say, was more of a service-based, a hair salon, something like that, somebody that's coming from the corporate world that has good tangible assets that they learned from that job,
Gotcha.
those are skills that transfer over into owning and managing that type of business as well.
Gotcha. All right. So again, it's really important for you guys to understand that as a team, this is what you want to come in. You want to make sure your insurance is not too much, not too little, but definitely protecting you. You want to make sure that when you buy a business, you're not talked into just buying any business. This one needs to touch base with what you're trying to make your life goals to be. Same thing with selling a business. Don't just sell because you think you've got a good buyer. That might not be the best plan. And more important, documentation. For Lane and I, we love documents because that's the best way we can advise you and get you the best deals. Go to my website, www.drfriday.com. Get all of our information. Click on experts. You're going to be able to get these guys. You can email them, ask them questions, and find out what's best for you. That's what we're here. We want to make this as easy as possible for you. We're going to be right back with the Dr. Friday Show.